there's an upset. So I think our team is good enough to win this game, but you have to have the intensity, don't you? You have to start an attitude. You think you're going to come up here and roll and just roll them over. Well, you've got another thing coming.
Well, it's relatively bright, but the floodlights have come on for a little bit of extra power to brighten things up as the Seagulls prepare to kick us off in their blue and white shirts, blue shorts and blue socks this afternoon. Middlesbrough in all white, all red with a white band across their chest. Albion kick us off playing from right to left. Pascal Gross captaining the side this afternoon in the absence of Lewis Dunk. Levi Colwell, who we heard from in that interview, just standing in the back there waiting for Middlesbrough to come on.
He said, the manager said, Carrick, he said we've watched this for lots of occasions.
Well, strong challenge there, won by Akpom up against Caicedo, who knows he's already in a battle. Don't often see that, do we? But it goes through to Steele.
Well, I think he was trying to win a free kick for him to Caicedo, but you don't go down that easy, do you? Strong lad like himself.
No.
And this referee's not going to have that, is he? And he's right next to him and he just said, look, it's a man's game.
Get on with it. Yeah. Matt Crooks likes he's playing in a 2 with Chuba Akpom at the moment. I thought it might be a 1 with Chuba Akpom just behind, but we'll see how that develops as Colwell takes it forward onto the left flank, finding Estupinian. Angle ball in, flicked back by Mitoma, on there by Ferguson. Lallana, poor control for him, but he's won it back to get it to March. Nice flowing bit of play from the Seagulls down the left flank. Now they switch it to the right, and Lamptey turns it back to Van Heck. Intrigued to see how he gets on this afternoon, given a start for the first time this season in the centre of defence in this FA Cup.
They're playing an high line, Middlesbrough. There's lots of space in behind.
Yeah, so the pace of Mitoma and March, maybe.
You can get the ball over the top. They're making it narrow, aren't they?
Yeah, very much so. Here's Caicedo threading it through. Good run from Lamptey, but he lost control, tried to scoop it up. It wasn't quite in his path, it was just behind him. And goes through for a goal kick, but that's a little opening early in the second minute.
They're making the pitch very, very compressed, aren't they? So the back four squeeze in, the midfielder only 10 yards in front, and then the 2 strikers only 10 yards. So they're going to move up the pitch like that. There's lots of space in behind.
Fry back to the keeper, short into midfielder House and across to the right again. That's charged down by Ferguson. Did good work there. Gross cushions it to Mitoma, headers it across the centre of the pitch to Moises Caicedo. He touched it on to Lamptey, 20 yards inside the Borough half, who rolls it back to Van Heck.
Work this team done and make them move, make them tight, tire them out.
Yeah, the likes of
one of them will switch off.
Yeah, especially at the back of Howson, who experienced but maybe not the most mobile, alongside Hackney. Albion win a throw midway through the Borough half down the left. Stupinian to take it back to Colwell.
I don't think there's much pace in this back forward of Barr, the left back Ryan Giles.
Yeah, who's got Solly March and Tariq Lamptey to contend with. It's a very short left back, but he is pacey. Hole in possession again, just inside the Borough half, finding Gross. He goes wide to Mitoma on the left. Mitoma taking on his man, getting into the box, tightish angle, but he's pulled it back there for Gross. Gross wanting to tee it up for someone on the edge of the box, has gone back to the left to find Estupinian. He's forced wide, then to Gross again. A little touch off to Mitoma, left corner of the box, gested in front of them, so they go back to Colwell. Albion with the lion's share of the possession in the first 3 minutes here on BBC Radio Sussex, live on the radio and across the UK online. Here's Lallana, wide to Solly March. March 3 yards in from that touchline. Goes down to the byline now onto his right side. Floats it back, post there's Mitoma, he ducked underneath that slightly. He's just flying to a little bit high and a little bit fast. No flag though. Gross left side into Mitoma again, wriggles it away to Lallana. Lallana back there to Colwell. He hasn't got a shot away to test Stefan yet.
It's good football though, isn't it, John?
Yeah. Very good
keep ball, isn't it?
It is.
They haven't had a touch, have they?
I don't, well, apart from Akpom's challenge on Caicedo, no. Here's Van Heck, patiently building it up into the feet of Ferguson. Ferguson guides it away from his man, but then gives it away with the pass cut out by Howson. Back there to McNair, getting it back. Looks like McNair playing on the left, Fry on the right.
That bit of play though, Johnny, for 2-3 minutes, right? Lots of play, but lots of times we could have got crosses into the box, and we gave up the chance.
Yeah, they don't want to overplay things, do they, this afternoon? Keep you posted on what's happening elsewhere, and they've broken through the middle here. Chance for McGree to get on the ball. And there goes Van Heck, steered a chip ball over by Gross to Lamptey. Lamptey over halfway, down the right channel, still going, moving his way forward. Now lays it wide to Marsh. Marsh stops, looks up, looking for his options, and then angles it back to Van Heck, who's seen a lot of the ball at the back. And he's played some good forward passes in the opening stages.
You think the two youngsters at the back, Johnny, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. Again, Mitoma on the left, head by Gross. Goes to the byline. Again, he's taken on his man. Again, he's beaten him. Trying to pull it back for Gross, but cut out and sent up the line and out of play by Middlesbrough.
He gave him 5 yards then, Mitoma, didn't he? The right back.
Just, I mean, it must be an absolute nightmare.
Is it the Smith used to be at Huddersfield?
Tommy Smith, yeah.
But he wasn't the quickest at Huddersfield. That was a few years ago, wasn't it?
It was very interesting. There's an article written about Kaoru Mitoma, who did his, well, I'll come back to it in a second, because Middlesbrough on the attack. Colwell goes back to just roll it back to Steele. Steele calmly plays it back to him, still inside his own penalty area. Colwell with a short pass to Ferguson. Ferguson back to Gross, who's sitting quite deep, playing alongside Moises Caicedo in this game so far. Ferguson went over the top there, wasn't seen, so has to check his run. Lallana to the right, March. He's got Lamptey on the overlap. March comes in field, slots it in there to Lallana, who, I don't know, he didn't really get under control. Was it intended for him? We'll probably never know, but here come Borough on the break, trying to thread it through. That's out there by Estupinian. Ecuador International did well to blunt that attack from Middlesbrough. Yes, Kaoru Mitoma did his dissertation on dribbling. He decided not to go to take up a contract at 16 years of age, went to university and did his dissertation on dribbling, and how to make it difficult, studying with athletes, how difficult it is to bring people down and stop them when they've got the ball at feet, because he's got that upright running style. Really interesting, and certainly is paying dividends. West Brom leading Chesterfield by a goal to nil elsewhere in the FA Cup. Another long ball, again it's cut out by Estupinian, turning defence into attack, straight through the middle to Lallana. Take control now. It's another loose pass, hasn't really hit the ground running, Adam Lallana, on his return to the side. But Albion have it through Solly March, 10 yards outside the box. Square to Caicedo, back to March. March trying to hit it wide, but Lamptey hadn't anticipated and gone on the overlap, so it's picked up by Middlesbrough in the left back position. It's a shame, Warren.
Yeah, he's playing wonderful football, JC, but
until the final third,
it's overcomplicated when you get to the final third. Just get the ball in, and that because they're playing high up the pitch, there's a corridor there to put the ball in between the behind,
and they'll be facing their own goal as well. Here is Tommy Smith, right back up the line. Estupinian in, trying to angle it to Lallana, back to Ferguson. Ferguson across there to March. March, chance, keeper saves it on the rebound, tucked away by Pascal Gross. 2-2 for him. The 8th minute of the first half. Albion totally dominant in terms of possession, and now they find the breakthrough. Middlesbrough 0, Brighton and Hove Albion 1.
This could be a long afternoon for Middlesbrough, because Brighton have started absolutely brilliantly. The two centre backs are picking the ball up, pushing up the pitch. Estupinian's absolutely excellent, cutting everything out. Lamptey's bombing forward, trying to overlap Solly March, just pinning back Middlesbrough. So wonderful ball from Ferguson. Solly March should do better. Pascal Gross wouldn't know what to do. Put it in the back of the net. 1-0 Brighton.
He talks about Pascal Gross helping Solly March with his finishing. He tried to just lift it over Zach Steffen, who did block. He spread himself well, but there, mopping up was Pascal Gross to fire home from about 6 yards, well, 7 or 8 yards. Well, captaining the side, leading from the front, and the Seagulls have the advantage. As you said, Warren, Borough have barely touched the ball, mustn't take their foot off the gas. Well, the manager wanted an early goal, he didn't want to leave it late. Now they're in control at 1-0, need to make an advantage of that. Put out a strong side, and a strong side dominating. But here come Borough with a former Albion player, Chuba Akpom, on this right side. He knows how to score goals. 9 goals in his last 10 games under Michael Carrick, flourishing under his new boss. And he's on the ball now, back to goal. Colwell coming quite deep towards him there as he gets towards halfway, and eventually Howson kills it back to the left side of defence. McNair across to Fry, using Smith now as well. Back it goes to the American Zach Steffen in goal, in all grey today. Jason Steele in all orange. Low sun across the sky, starting to get a bit colder now. We had torrential rain on the way up. Pitch looks like it's held up okay so far. Van Heck saw the run there, and the ball's gone out. Matt Crooks just trying to deceive Jan-Paul Van Heck, but was aware of it. To wait for his chances, hasn't he?
Yeah.
But good opportunity. He started quite confidently.
He started brilliantly. Him and Cole, when you think the age, the ball, they're not very old, only 20 and 23, is it? I think Van Heck. But yeah, it's a wonderful start for them.
Here comes Moises Caicedo bombing on down the left channel, wide to Mitoma. Mitoma waiting for Estupinian to come forward. Looks to go back to Colwell now. What's there to Lamptey? Lamptey using Solly March. He's so dangerous from that side. Equaliser for Chesterfield against West Brom. Back to Van Heck again. Always available, those two centre backs. They sitting deep, the two strikers. Trying to make pitch compact, but Albion making it so wide. Here's Gross through to the centre circle to Lallana. Lallana back to Gross again. The German goes wide to Mitoma. Ferguson at the back post. Mitoma has it, drifting into the box. Back to Gross again. Mitoma back to Lallana. He shoots. It's a tame effort and comfortably saved. You can try and take chances like that, Warren.
Yeah, it's a chance, isn't it? Very tame effort. I think the ball was initially for Mitoma. Mitoma stopped it for Lallana. Puts his foot through it. But I thought he might have given him the eyes there and gone to the near post area. But again, great play, isn't it? Yeah. Great interchange.
Lovely approach play, certainly is. Really good to see. And now they've given it away, Borough to Colwell. Colwell, Lallana out of his feet to Caicedo. Caicedo back to Ferguson in the box. Fake to shoot, but lost control. Just never. He was trying to adjust his body there. Caught in two minds, and here comes Mikel Forss, former Hull and Brentford player. Borough lose out again. They're losing the ball too easily, really, causing themselves problems to a certain degree. Bournemouth 1, Burnley 1. So in the FA Cup this afternoon, Burnley going so well, top of the Championship. Van Heck, 22-year-old, getting it across there to March. On Tuesday night, talking about becoming more mature players in the side now, and it's a lovely ball to Mitoma down by the left corner flag. This time Tommy Smith has got him there, muscling the Japanese international away, and they go up the pitch, but Forss won't get to that one. Shouts a pound ball by Colwell, but Borough have won it, and Forss is onto it. Finds Chuba Akpom. Akpom's space over on the left, plays it forward to the left back. Left back there, Giles into the edge of the box, chance for a shot, pulled wide to the left-hand side. They've got players in the middle, blocked at the near post, comes to the edge of the area. Howson urged to shoot, goes left again. Giles once more, curling it in there. Downward header against the post and in. Borough responds, and it's the former Seagulls loanee, Chuba Akpom. The downward header came off the post. It seemed to hit Steele and trickle over the line. 13 minutes gone in the first half. Borough 1, Albion 1.
I talked, Johnny, I mentioned in the first half against Everton, bad passing from Colwell there, it gives it away, outnumbered, then they were patient, Middlesbrough, and he didn't get time to get him back into the spot to mark up. He got the first jump on him, but it's all stems from Colwell's bad pass.
Yeah, mistake at the back, and they have been punished. There's a hint of offside with the ball down the line, but there's no VAR today. Giles it was who curled it in. He just nicked in front of Colwell as well on the header. So you know, they do look threatening when they do get short. They've only done it twice, but second time they did it, it seemed to bounce off the foot of the post. I think it may have hit Steele's head. Unfortunate for the keeper. You have to give the striker credit, Warren. He went for the corner.
Yeah, he knew he was pulling it. He's got the first run on Colwell. But it's poor pass from Colwell to start the. He's got that in his locker, hasn't he? He needs to get that out of his locker for sure. Too many opportunities he gives away. I think the manager will be disappointed again with the goal.
Yeah, the nature of the goal. He's down there, hands in his pockets, just in front of the technical area at the moment. Michael Carrick to his right in the big black puffer jacket. Colwell to Mitoma. Just that period of dominance for the first 15 minutes, Warren, as well, just slightly wasteful. And it seemed like it was a little bit too easy for them. And there were 2 little half opportunities that they didn't take. And now they regret it. 1-1. Live FA Cup commentary on BBC Radio Sussex this afternoon for you. Live from the Riverside, that's got the crowd going. Stupinian. Lallana had made the run through the middle. Late challenge there by Hackney on Caicedo. He's gone to March on the right. 4 in the box. March waits. Pings it back there to Lamptey. Drives towards the edge of the area. Clean tackle, says the referee. Advantage played as Caicedo went in strongly. Akpom to the left. We've got players forward here. Borough on the attack. 5 yards outside the area. Down the left side. Initially blocked there by Van Heck, and Lamptey manages to spread it wide.
It's all right committing men forwards, when you lose the ball with a slack passing, they're at you, aren't they?
Yeah, you've got to get back, haven't you? That's a stupid I don't think Roberto De Zerbo, he's not very animated. I don't think he's very happy either. 1-1 it stands with a quarter of an hour play. Right
now it's slow. All coming towards the ball. The takers are space in behind.
Yeah, it's just a case of timing the run really and timing the pass if they can get in beyond, and especially with Lamptey, March, Stupinian and Mitoma on the flanks, they've got pace there to burn. That's Van Heck across the back line. Colwell, Ferguson comes short. Gross goes up top. Mitoma has it now and he's dispossessed. Another good tackle in the middle. This time it came from Hayden Hackney.
A couple of occasions
quickly to Crooks, out of play there for a
couple of occasions. Mitoma's lost the ball too easily, not knowing what's around him. What they will do, this team, they will dig in. And so you think you've got a bit of time, well, they'll be on you. You have to move the ball and move yourself to create a bit of space for your teammates. But at the moment, after the first 5-6 minutes, it's just a bit lackadaisical, and yes, it's easy, and well, it's not.
No.
If you give them a foothold in this game,
I would say I mean, I'm not saying they're a physical side because I think they can play football, but they're a strong side. They're a big side, Warren.
Yeah.
Centre backs, strikers, Crooks up front, Akpom.
Well, we need to be better in the final third. We're getting the space.
Yeah, Matt Crooks coming back deep inside his own half, the striker, into the right back position, which Fry clears. Colwell isolated, Fours it is, who's driving down the touchline, back heels it. Colwell trying to hold him off, does well. He's holding his face there, but nothing given. Lallana to Ferguson. Ferguson getting forward down the left, he's all on his own. And the referee's going to stop it because there's an offside.
There's no offside there. I'm right in line with him. No offside.
Well, I thought he was actually blowing up because it might have been a head injury to Mikel Fours, who is still down on the ground. They'll get treatment now. There's absolutely nothing in that. And it was the layoff from Lallana. I'm assuming that pass was the one that was called offside, Warren. To me, he was well on. It didn't even occur to me that he would be offside. Strange one there. Could be an upset at Blackpool, who lead Nottingham Forest by 1-0. Earlier today, good win for Southampton. They have troubles in the Premier League, but they beat Crystal Palace by 2-1 at Selhurst Park. Preston 3, Huddersfield 1. Reading beat Watford, they're out. The Royals winning by 2-0. Leicester a slender win by 1-0 away at Gillingham, and Spurs winning at home by the same scoreline against Portsmouth. West Brom have scored away at Chesterfield, 2-1. They lead in that one. Here it's 1-1. Albion opening the scoring through Pascal Gross with a dominant first 5-10 minutes, but then Chuba Akpom coming back with a header to equalise. Also in the FA Cup, Boreham Wood 0, Accrington Stanley 1. Boreham Wood, who beat Bournemouth, knocked them out of the competition. Ipswich 0, Rotherham 0. So games at a little bit later on at 5:30, 6 and 8. All the goals across the BBC. That Cook's offside. Little deflected ball there, thumbs up from Estupinian. Still maybe a little lack of concentration with 20 minutes gone, last 5-10 minutes, Warren?
Yeah, I just can't believe we've gone from being untouchable in the first 6-7 minutes to lackadaisical in passing.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think they must have thought it was too easy in the first 5, 6, 7 minutes, and now it's just slow, isn't it?
Yeah, slow and
you're not going to break this team down.
And they're not going to come on to you, are they? So you've then got to go forward, and then when you go forward, you've got to find a good pass. And Heck's not found a good pass there because he's driven it well over the head of Mitoma and out of play for a throw. Just by him there is Adam Webster. Good to see him back.
But for that pass there, Johnny, just hit it diagonal into the channel. He's hit it like a 40 degrees, hit it at 90 degrees, get it in behind.
Yeah, it'll hold up on the pitch as well, won't it? So no problems there. Colwell uses his goalkeeper Steele, who's out of the area, coming forward now. It is slow, it's walking pace at the moment from Colwell. Yellow ball at his feet. Change of course for the FA Cup. Those are the days. Orange balls in the snow, Warren, you remember that?
Yeah.
Here's Van Heck, just inside his own half, on the right side of the two centre-backs. Lamptey, now looking to float it over the top. March, can bring it down on his chest. Giles is in there quickly. March wins it back, flicks it into Caicedo. First time ball to Lallana. March again, Lamptey on the overlap. Good play in the build-up. The cross comes in, it's blocked by Giles, and a play for a corner.
Right in, and that's one question now, Johnny. What do you want? The slow build-up, which we just had for 2 minutes, or the one-touch pass in there, when you carve him open easily, get to the byline, Lamptey, and his cross is blocked, and get a corner.
Simple equation, really, isn't it? And they've done it to good effect. So what can they do from this corner? Colwell is in there. Ferguson is a potential target too. Not the tallest of sides, are they? But Ferguson coming in on the angle. It was driven into him there by Gross, but there's a foul in the penalty area and a free kick for Borough.
Simon Hippers watching what's going on in the box there. One of the Brighton players blocked a Middlesbrough player off straight away. Go on.
Yeah, trying to get a little set piece.
Mitoma, I think it was, trying to get a yard of space for his teammate.
Fifth in the Championship. What do you made of Michael Carrick as a manager? Warren, there's a little flick on there to Pause, who's got in behind, and Colwell needs to get across. Pause, left footed, tipped over the bar by Steele. Well, again, it's a quick break, something from nothing. Actually, I think it was McGree in the end who fired it left-footed, but forcing Jason Steele into a save, and well, the Borough fans up on their feet behind that goal. They thought they might have a second.
Schoolball stuff, that is. Just knocked a long ball. It's gone over Lamptey's head. But he didn't need to go in there, Van Heck. He's challenging, but Lamptey's out of play, out of position. Van Heck's challenge, he's missed the challenge, and he's flicked it on. So the two Brighton players out of position there, and they're one-on-one with the goalkeeper. It's a good save from Steele.
It is. Didn't really have to make a save from there. It should have been dealt with, but it wasn't. Here's the corner, left-footed, away from goal. Forward comes Van Heck, getting there to head it clear. Borough slip. Albion can break here. 4 on 2. They have it on the right, 3 through the middle. Estupinian, can he select the right pass? He's pushed Solly March wide to the left side of the box. That's a shame. Borough back in position. Back to Ferguson. Ferguson, edge of the area is Gross. Ferguson once more wants to shoot. He does. It's blocked. Well, it's a missed opportunity there. Mitoma wanted it through the middle. So did Ferguson. But the pass from Estupinian, forcing March down the left side of the box. Mitoma edge of the area, trying to wriggle away from his marker. Wanted March to attack down the left-hand side and create the space. It wasn't there, and Borough thump it clear.
I think Mitoma has to do a little bit better there, doesn't he?
Sheffield United leading Millwall by 1-0. Saturday afternoon on BBC Radio Sussex. Third round of the FA Cup, always special. Shrewsbury 0, Sunderland 0, elsewhere too. 1-1 as it stands at the moment. Nice ball there by Colwell to find Mitoma on the angle, 5 yards outside the box. Oh, and he's just brought down there by Michael Pause. Free kick just outside.
I think he's beaten. I think it's Force coming back, caught him. He's sent Tommy Smith out the ground.
He has. He was literally running across the pitch, wasn't he? And Mitoma had body swerved down the line. Wonderful work that. It's a little shove, isn't it? So 2 yards outside the box, left side of the area, not a wide angle. And how easy this one? It's not really a crossing position, is it?
No.
So does he just go for goal, or does he tee it up? We shall see. Can't believe that break, Warren. That was such a good chance, wasn't it?
4 against 2.
You just got to... Well, he went for probably the most difficult pass. 2 in the wall for Borough on the angle. Zach Steffen just peering round the left shoulder of one of his defenders. Goes straight at goal. It's punched high into the sky by the keeper. Then headed clear outside the 18-yard box. Wide it's gone there from Hackney. Up the line. A little mistake by Lamptey now. He slipped. Jose goes Caicedo. Brilliant work there from him. And then plays it against McGree and goes out for an Albion throw. But Lamptey this time slipping. A couple of players have slipped today. Borough player is down.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's too easy, isn't it? We're just causing our own problems, I would say, at the moment, Johnny. I don't know if it's because the back four's not played together. That's probably one you can say. But they've been training all week on this formation. Still the same formation, it's just a different personnel. Van Heck and Lamptey just a couple of minutes ago went for the same, more or less same ball. Just a flick on, and they're both out the game, and it's 1 against 1 with Steele. He makes a good save. Just little.
Yeah. So we'll see who that is. I think it's Matt Crooks who's down, maybe holding his groin.
I think when he slipped, isn't it, Matt Crooks?
Yeah, well, I don't think it was a challenge, was
no.
it? I think maybe he just turned his ankle. Nasty injury to Alex Iwobi in that game last night. Neil Maupay, the former Albion striker, hooking the ball across to get it in between the legs of David De Gea before Connor Cody scored, but it wasn't enough. Manchester United, who went through 3-1 winners at Old Trafford. Albion did play championship opposition at this stage last season as we went to West Bromwich Albion. Seagulls winning 2-1 in that one. Tottenham actually lost against Leicester. But this is a tough assignment, despite the early domination. Borough back in it, and I have to say they do look threatening, particularly on the break, Warren.
Yeah, they do. Yes, that's one thing, and that's sometimes you can't overcommit players, because if I'm honest, the 2 wide players for Middlesbrough are playing narrow, but when they do get beyond them, they're not tracking back.
Here's Mitoma from the left, 2 defenders in front of him. Stupinian trying to help out, trying to just bring his man down there. He got wrong side. Pause it is. He tumbles to the ground and wins the free kick for the championship side.
I think Mr. De Zerbi won't be happy with this performance, Johnny, if I'm really honest.
Well, Albion have won 11 of their last 13 third-round FA Cup ties. They won't want to add another to the tally, another defeat that is. There are replays, of course, at this stage and in the 4th round. Another free kick for Middlesbrough. Chuba Akpom is brought down. Akpom, who made just 1 start for the Seagulls. This is 10 lone appearances, the other 9 from the bench. Here's Steffen under pressure from Lallana. Nearly turned into trouble there, the keeper. Headed by Colwill. Maybe a simpler option, then he's got it back from Mitoma. Yes, I guess it's the only really inexperienced position on the pitch, isn't it? That those 2 centre-backs in Van Heck and Colwill. Pretty much regular players in the Premier League elsewhere across the pitch, as Giles heads that one out, the left back getting stop the pass from March to Lamptey. Throw into Van Heck. Now Colwill along the ground to Mitoma, and back inside. Still trying to make the pitch very big by using those flanks. March and Mitoma perched just a couple of yards from the touch lines. Here's Lamptey in his time. He's got the gloves on, as is Stupinian, the other fullback. Now March out wide. Lamptey on the overlap, but March has come in field, lofting it back post towards Mitoma, arriving late, drills it into the ground and just chested into the back of the net by Adam Lallana. The Seagulls restore their lead, and Adam Lallana with the simplest of tasks to just chest the ball over the line, and it's Borough 1, Albion 2.
Yeah, it's a wonderful pass, isn't it? Solly Marks, back post to Mitoma, just chipped it in, back post, well, driven, back post. Mitoma's hit it into the ground. I think it's going in, if I'm really honest. Lallana just nicked one for his tally, hasn't he? A bit cheeky, really.
Yeah, well, I think Ferguson would have done it if Lallana hadn't. I think the two of them were queuing up, weren't they?
It's good play.
Good play by March as well.
Lamptey, great ball, great run around. It's just not. Was it going in? But that, to be fair,
you got to make sure, haven't you, Borough?
Lallana making sure, yeah. Plus, it does well for his goal bonus.
Yeah. Well, good to see Adam Lallana. He's contributing. I think that's 3 this season in all competitions. So starting to contribute goals as well. And I have to say, we're probably a little bit against the run of play.
Yes. That's the only problem in this game today, Johnny. If you get too complacent, think it's easy, which it is. If you play your football right, it is easy. You need to do it.
Yeah. Just
all the time.
Just look a little bit fragile at times at the back. So.
What made that goal, Johnny? I think the space for Solly March to come inside. Lamptey's unselfish run beyond Solly March. Crossfield pass.
Yes, a bit like when we talked about Evan Ferguson for Solly March. That time he went on the outside and it made it very easy for March to come in field because the defenders weren't 100% sure. So Albion 2-1 up here at the Riverside. Lamptey again on the right, using March. March tees his man onto his right foot, back onto his left. Lallana makes the overlapping run, curls it back post, took a little bit of a deflection, but it was too strong, picked up by Estupinian. 2-goal cushion would be very welcome indeed as Gross tries to reverse ball into Mitoma, but it's cleared and off come Borough again. Akpom to the left, using McGree, trying to get forward in behind Lamptey, and we need to stop this on the edge of the box. Crooks goes for goal, straight at Steele.
See, again, we're attacking. 5 seconds later, they're getting a shot away at our goal. Has to be aware. They do break quickly. We have to keep the ball a little bit better.
Yeah, they just look susceptible and backing off to a certain degree at times. They do lead by 2-1 here. BBC Radio Sussex with you through till 6. The final whistle from 5. Don't forget you can text us, tweet us, or WhatsApp us. 08000 333 if you want to send us a message. Text us 81333, start your message with the word radio, or catch us on Twitter at BBC Sussex Sport. Lamptey on to March. March waiting, jinking, and then playing back to Van Heck, 10 yards inside the Borough half. From right to left along the ground to Colwell. Colwell opening it up to the left, finding Mitoma. Mitoma had an easy option there for Gross, but he's gone square to Caicedo. He lofts it over the top. Not a bad pass, but certainly Gross wasn't expecting it to go there, and Borough have the easy task of taking it forward, but then it's easily given away there by midfielder Mikel Force, formerly of AFC Wimbledon.
We're getting away with a few here, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I certainly feel they've been a little bit lucky. It came back to them very, very quickly indeed. 12.5 minutes of normal time remaining in the first half. Gross now curling it forward. He got us underway with the first goal. Now Estupinian back to Mitoma. Mitoma flicks it inside. March again wasn't quite anticipating it, just on his heels. Thrashed forward by Fours, finding Crooks. Crooks, oh, good tackle there by Caicedo, who's fouled, but they'll get the advantage. They have possession.
Good play from Moses Caicedo. They rolled it, didn't they? They rolled the challenge.
He's needed to make it though, Warren. Again, Albion, as soon as Borough break.
You see what we're trying to do, trying to make overlaps, aren't we? 2 against 1, but we were doing that, then we're losing it once the full-backs have made the run, and it's leaving the 2 centre-backs isolated. Because one of the wide players from Middlesbrough is not going with the runners, and then they're making it 3 against 2 in their favour.
Yeah, it's so important that you don't get sloppy or careless. Estupinian going for safety and back to the defenders. Good run across the pitch by Lamptey, trying to be found there by Colwell, but left back comes across, heads it away. Ferguson's first touch is heavy, and that's dealt with, and Borough come away with it straight up the middle of the pitch. Mitoma trying to get back and tackle. Took a diversion on its way to Estupinian. So Mikel Fours looks like he's tired already. Back heel there by Estupinian again, just gets an applause from Roberto De Zerbi, but maybe left him a little bit short. Oh, Caicedo's gone down again. So a few little hefty challenges going in. Maybe you might expect that. Colwell drifting forward to the midway point of the Borough half. Away by Gross, telling Mitoma to get wide, get down the line. He's captaining the side after all. Got to move the ball quickly. Van Heck looking for options. Gross darting forward. Has to check. Lamptey, straightish, panicky ball, goal kick, and a rather sorry end to that move. So, just over 10 minutes left of the first half. What do you think Roberto De Zerbi will have made of it, Warren?
Yeah, as just said, Johnny. Like we get complacent, but you need to, when we do attack, you need to take more care in the final pass. We've lost it on numerous occasions and left us outnumbered at the back. If it's one of the full-backs in the centre half, or it's been always 3 against 2 in their favour. So you can't have that and running towards your own goal. Yeah. But so that's what disappointed in the final third. We don't move the ball quicker in the final third, you'll carve them open easily.
Especially because the onus is on Borough, particularly in the second half. It will be to come on to the Albion, because they're trailing by 2 goals to 1.
They're not pressing out of the pitch, are they?
No.
So they're pressing. They're starting to press on the halfway line, and then the gap between the striker and the back is 20 yards. So you can see how congested it is. So one, if you don't move the ball, but there is a pass over the top.
Yeah. Ferguson has made a couple of those runs, but he hasn't been found. Hasn't dropped in just recently, but Cole is edging up the pitch. Stupinian wide to Mitoma, Mitoma to Gross, Gross back to Mitoma, infield. Now they need to try and move it quickly. Cole trying to shift it out of his feet to get it across there to Van Heck. He rolls it along the line to March. March, he's got Lamptey on the outside, but he's coming on that left foot of his. Squares it to Caicedo, high line from Borough on the edge of the area. In the middle of the pitch with Colwell. Colwell looking left. Stupinian back into the congested area. Mitoma out wide. Gross taking his time, up to March, good run from him, drives across the ball across, but it's well blocked there by Dale Fry.
It's good movement that time on this occasion, but it's taking Solly March to come off his line on the right hand side, right inside, to give an option to pass Gross, who's found him very well, but he come on the blind side of his defender, he couldn't see him. Great run from Solly March, great pass to Gross, got us a corner.
Yeah, Gross to take it down the Albion left-hand side, right up in the air for the German. Who will he try and pick out? He's chipped it. Stefan hasn't come for it. Van Heck's round the back, and it's cut clear there by Giles. Well, it's not bad work there by the blonde centre-back. Drifting in right at the back post. Stefan was blocked off, he couldn't get there. No one ready there to sort of tap it home.
It's an half chance, isn't it? I think he didn't really head it, did he? I think it's off his shoulder, Van Heck. He heads it towards goal. It's a goal because he's got the open goal there. Yeah, Stefan got blocked off.
Credit to him for getting in the right position. Millwall 0, Sheffield United 2. Another equaliser for Chesterfield at home against West Bromwich Albion. 2 apiece there. Fulham 1-0 up at Hull City. Aaron Connolly has made his move up to Hull to join Liam Rossigna on loan for the rest of the season. Here's Mitoma on the left. Mitoma trying to take on Tommy Smith. Smith goes in with a tackle. Can't see there being any way back for Connolly at the Seagulls.
Well, I was speaking to the summariser, I know quite well, Madison, and he said he was a disgrace up here.
Yeah, he was. Of course,
always out,
wasn't he,
always out partying.
Yeah,
can't do that.
Liam says he knows what makes him tick. Certainly needs to try and reignite his career. Borough trying to reignite things here, and they're up the pitch on the left. Crooks gives chase. Van Heck goes in, puts it out for a throw. I know we're high up here, but I always feel the Riverside's a big pitch. Would you say? I mean, I know they do vary slightly in terms of dimension, but and maybe the fact that we're up here on Rose Ed.
Yeah.
But the pitch does feel big, and Albion have tried to use it to their advantage so far. 6.5 minutes left of the first half. They're 2-1 up, courtesy of goals from Gross and Lallana. That's what for Stupid, he had to keep it in, but he's giving it to a red shirt. Crooks goes down the right side of the box, waiting for help. Crooks, Akpom, down by the byline. Good block there by Jason Steele. Used his legs well. Spread himself wide, and it came off his right boot out for a corner.
Do you know what, John? There. It's just a little back flick on Crooks. He's onside because Van Heck's playing him onside. He's got his arm up. But this run from Akpom runs in towards the near post, and Van Heck stood still. Didn't go towards the ball.
Yeah. They've got in behind Albion on countless occasions. Can't really continue. eventually he might just suffer. They're going to have to defend this corner from the Borough right. Left-footed curl ball to the near post. That's headed away there by Ferguson, who's back defending. Picked up far side. Hayden Hackney. There's a little short change pass there to the final man, and March drives into it. Oh, it came off the shins there of the final man. Very unlucky. Now Lallana tries to win it. Upended there, and it's out for a throw. Lallana wants to take it quickly. Oh, Solly March would have been off and running there.
Yeah,
it was a bit of a strange one, because I think it was Tommy Smith who was over at left back, and he was the final man. Albion playing it from the back, through the middle to Caicedo. Now Gross into the channel. Mitoma back to Gross again, using Mitoma. Good run there by Lallana. It's opened up for Solly March, running onto that one. Right side of the area. In there's Lamptey, sweeps it into the middle. No one really there to attack it. So again, maybe too many options. Van Heck battling there with Matt Crooks. Getting it back there to Steele. Did well there on that occasion.
It's a good ball from Solly March. I mean,
need someone to attack it, Warren. Late run into the box, and you got a simple tap in from about 7 yards out.
Well, Anna's done a good run, took a couple of defenders away.
Yeah, very much so.
Then Alan Ferguson has to come around him to sweep up middle of the goal. He's got acres of space, but he just stood in behind the defender.
It's certainly been an intriguing game so far. I've been leading by 2-1. Here's Mitoma, centrally positioned. It's a terrible pass to Lallana. Lallana just wanted it to feet, didn't get it. Up to Crooks. Crooks holding out for Borough. Nice centre forward play. Lay it off. Coming in from the left hand side is Giles. Oh, hit the heel there of McGree, but Giles has got it back.
I think Mitoma has given it away a few times today, Johnny. Not been on his game, Mitoma.
Yeah, maybe feeling that it might be a little bit too easy.
Well, the way he went past him, Smith, on a couple of occasions in the first 5 minutes, but he thought it was easy.
Yeah, certainly don't want to concede in the final 3.5 minutes of normal time in this first period. I have to say, I don't think we've seen the last goal of the game, Warren. Is that fair to say?
Yeah. Maybe 2 goals, Johnny, I'm honest.
Yeah. Fleetwood 1, QPR 1. Elsewhere, Burnley now leading Bournemouth by 2-1. Goals are flying in this afternoon. Of course, they're all available on the BBC Sport website at the end of the weekend. We'll have reaction after 5 as well. Good work by Gross. Nab possession, then the return ball is a blind one from Lallana. Had more time than he realised, really, but the clearance only goes as far as Caicedo. Short pass into March, back to goal. Now to Caicedo, trying to pick out the run there of Estupiñán, but Smith has just chested it back to his keeper. Did just enough there, the fullback. An eye, because it was a good run from Estupiñán.
Again, sloppy play, isn't it? Giving the ball away. Far too easy.
We did say, Roberto De Zerbi, that we probably will see Danny Welbeck at some point this afternoon. We'll need to get a bit of match sharpness. Of course, a visit from Liverpool next Saturday, live from 2 o'clock at the Amex on BBC Radio Sussex. Chesterfield now leading at home against West Bromwich Albion. That's a pretty of a cracker. 5 goals in the first 45 minutes in that one. Smith with the throw on halfway, on the right side for Borough. Back to Fry. I think he's wearing like a little mask there over one of his eye sockets. Here's Borough playing it to the right. Mikel Fors. 5 yards from the wide right, a couple of step overs up against Estupiñán, drills it low. Gross has to put it behind. Another corner coming up to half time here at the Riverside.
Again, the Brighton player's asking the question, is he offside? But I don't think he was again, because the straight line he's supposed to have, Johnny, it's all over the place.
Yeah.
And that's probably because the players haven't played with each other. I'll make the excuse for them. We should be better than that. As a defensive fall.
Another corner again down the middle through right. Again, it'll be left-footed in-swinger, I would have thought. In at the near post, and it's headed away by Ferguson. Chance on the edge of the box. Thought he was going to shoot there, Hackney, but he changed his mind. Come back to Giles over on the right. The left-back curling it in with pace. Van Heck going to meet it, but his clearance has only gone as far as Howson. He helps it on his way to the far side. March doesn't make the challenge. Coming in field, curling shot is straight at Steele, and that's comfortable for the Albion number 2.
Good work from Solly March. Again, But there, Van Heck and Lamptey getting in each other's way. Lamptey jumped up, missed it. Van Heck crouches down to head it, but heads it into the ground.
Yeah. Just say he's not exact enough to this afternoon from the Seagulls, but they do have a narrow 2-1 lead as we approach half-time. So no VAR, so certainly a factor when you're looking at big decisions in the game. Simon Hooper, the man in the middle. Here's Colwell onto Mitoma. Mitoma up there into Gross. Gross flicking it back. Mitoma arrives, hits it low, dribbling it along the ground, but again straight into the chest there of Stefan. 2 minutes then to be added on.
That's a bit better from Mitoma and Pascal Gross there, into his feet, lay it off, get his shots away from 19 yards. It's unlucky there for Mitoma. At least he moved the ball quickly.
Yeah. Well, as soon as they move it quickly, Albion look dangerous.
We're not seeing enough of it, Johnny.
No.
Especially in the final third, where we've been poor.
And that was the problem against Charlton, wasn't it? Ipswich 1, Rotherham 0. Here's March to get across the pitch. Thought he might have been being held there by Hayden Hackney, and the referee does agree in the end. Taken by March, not right from the right place, but gets it to Gross. Captaining the side on the score sheet as well. Van Heck along the ground to Lamptey. Lamptey drifting in field, short pass to Lallana. Can he create something from a wide position? Caicedo is available. That palm over his right shoulder, so goes back to Van Heck. Now Colwell into Gross. That ball into the middle, then back out wide has worked quite well. And here's Mitoma driving past his man, gets to the byline, goes down, and it's a goal kick. And Tommy Smith telling Mitoma to get up. He felt it was simulation.
It was simulation.
And if it was, he probably should be booked. I think he stuck out his right leg, Kaoru Mitoma.
Didn't need to do it, he's gone past him. He's gone past him, he also has to put it across the 6-yard box for someone to tap in. Trying to win the penalty, but didn't need to. He's gone past him. What are you doing? Please. It's a poor dive as well.
Well,
belly flop dive.
Borough fans wanting a yellow card there.
We should have got a yellow card, Johnny, if I'm honest.
As you said, why not focus on the ball and try and pull it back on the angle for someone to score? But
someone's first 40, well, I say not first 45 because the first 5 minutes was excellent. The last 45 minutes, the last 40 minutes has been poor.
But, well, half time here at the Riverside. The Albion do lead by 2-1. Pascal Gross scoring as early as the 8th minute with a right-footed shot after a dominant first period in the game. Lallana had chances as well, but it was Chuba Akpom, the former Albion loanee, who responded with a header, crept in after bouncing against the post and the keeper Jason Steele. But Kaoru Mitoma setting up Adam Lallana, who just chested the ball from close range on the half-hour mark to restore the Seagulls' narrow lead. Crooks has looked dangerous. He had one that was shot straight at Jason Steele, but Albion do look dangerous at times, but they look fragile at the back, particularly with Borough on the break.
Yeah, I think that's the problem. Only problem I see is what they're doing. Borough are retracting to the halfway line. They're not pressing Brighton at all till they get to the halfway, and then they'll press from the back four of Middlesbrough, squeezing up, making the pitch really congested, 20 yards between the strikers and the midfield. So there's acre space in behind, but we haven't hit that crossfield pass yet to halfway. But when we got in the final third, if you move the ball quickly, we've opened them up. Good running off the ball, creating space for other people, but we haven't done it enough. When we do it, we cause problems.
Whole of the second half to come here in the FA Cup third round, but at half-time at the Riverside. Middlesbrough 1, Brighton and Hove Albion 2.
So far, so good. Thanks to Johnny and Warren. So the Albion 2-1 up. We'll go through all the scores in the 3 o'clocks in the FA Cup. We'll hear reaction from the likes of Leicester and Spurs, who've won already today, and we'll look ahead to the Newcastle and Liverpool games tonight. We'll also hear from Dean Cox, his thoughts on the situation at Crawley, of course, now in charge at Lancing. It is exactly 10 minutes to 4.
Tonight, join me, Richard Latto, for Stereo Underground on BBC Radio Sussex. And this week it's a punk party, which means plenty of tracks like that and plenty of stuff like this. Stereo Underground with me, Richard Latto, tonight at 6 on BBC Radio Sussex.
Yes, a brilliant show, and it follows us at 6 from 5. It's your chance to have your say on the cup story for the Albion, which at the moment is going through against Championship Middlesbrough, we shall see. But also your thoughts on the transfer window. What would you do? Who would you bring in? Do you want to sell anyone? Thoughts on some of the players? Are they happy? Are they unhappy? Whatever you want to talk about. Hopes for 2023 is Europe potentially on the cards. And what have you made of De Zerbi's first, 14 games or so? Fantastic stuff. At the moment then, Albion lead narrowly.
Trying to angle to Lallana, back to Ferguson. Ferguson across there to March. Chance, keeper saves it on the rebound. Tucked away by Pascal Gross. 2-2 for him. The 8th minute of the first half. Albion totally dominant in terms of possession, and now they find the breakthrough. Middlesbrough 0, Brighton and Hove Albion 1.
This could be a long afternoon for Middlesbrough, because Brighton have started absolutely brilliantly.
Trying to angle to Lallana, back to Ferguson. Ferguson across there to March. Chance, keeper saves it on the rebound. Tucked away by Pascal Gross. 2-2 for him. The 8th minute of the first half. Albion totally dominant in terms of possession, and now they find the breakthrough. Middlesbrough 0, Brighton and Hove Albion 1.
This could be a long afternoon for Middlesbrough, because Brighton have started absolutely brilliantly.
Now March out wide, empty on the overlap, but March come in field, lofting it back post towards Mitoma, arriving late, drills it into the ground and just chested into the back of the net by Adam Lallana. The Seagulls restore their lead, and Adam Lallana with the simplest of tasks to just chest the ball over the line, and it's Borough 1, Albion 2.
Yeah, it's a wonderful pass, isn't it? Solly Marks, back post to Mitoma, just chipped it in, back post, well, driven, back post. Mitoma's hit it into the ground. I think it's going in, if I'm really honest. Lallana just nicked one for his tally, hasn't he? A bit cheeky, really.
Yes, Warren and Johnny with commentary. So the Albion 2-1 up in their game. A reminder, you can text 81333, start your text with the word radio. You can tweet at BBC Sussex Sport, and for free you can WhatsApp us on 08000 321 333. Again, start your text or your WhatsApp, I should say, with the word radio. Already today on text and tweets we had Colville clearly more comfortable on the ball than Van Heck, but JPV looks like a better defender. That's the thoughts of Aidan Mundy. What are your thoughts on that first half? You can get in touch, as I mentioned, and we'll open the phone lines for you about 10 to 5 tonight ahead of the final whistle with Warren and myself through to about 5:30, and then the boys will head off back down here into the middle of the night, no doubt. So elsewhere, the 3 o'clock kickoffs. Nottingham Forest of the Premier League losing 1-0 away to Blackpool of the Championship. Boreham Wood, one of 2 non-league sides still in the tournament. They are a goal down at home to Accrington Stanley. Bournemouth, as we heard, 3-1 down the Premier League side at home to Burnley, leaders of the Championship. Game of the day, without doubt, Chesterfield, the other non-league side, 3rd in the National League, 3-2 up now on West Brom of the Championship. Fleetwood equalising against QPR of the Championship, that's 1-1. Hull 0, Fulham 1. Ipswich 1, Rotherham 0, Millwall 0, Sheffield United 2, and half-time Shrewsbury 0, Sunderland 0. In the early games today, Premier League sides Spurs and Leicester both avoiding upsets against lower league opposition. Spurs 1-0 winners over Pompey thanks to another goal from that man, the England captain.
Kane has just curled it into the right-hand corner of the net, and Tottenham have their lead, and that's why he wants to play Harry Kane, 265, 1 behind Jimmy Greaves.
It was a tough game. Obviously we was clear favourites, and probably people expected it to be a bigger scoreline, but credit to them, they stayed compact, they made it difficult, and it was just tough. Even when we got the goal, we thought it'd open up a bit, but they done well to kind of stop us getting that second one. So overall, good to get through to the next round. That's the main objective, and then see who we get next.
Yeah, they hung in the game well, didn't they? Restricting goal-scoring opportunities, not very many of them during the game, not clear-cut chances anyway. Was patience key today? There wasn't much for you in that first half.
Yeah, I think so. I think we said at half-time just to maybe put a couple more players further forward, the midfielders maybe getting higher up the pitch, because there was no real threat in behind from them. So we've done that, and then obviously we got the goal at a good time. But still room for improvement for sure. But overall, we got through, which was the most important.
Talk me through the goal from your point of view. It looked like you only had one thing on your mind.
Yeah, no, I wanted to get on the ball more, so I dropped into that kind of space there and played a nice 1-2 with Sessi. And then, just caught it really nice. Kind of the space opened up, and it was nice to see it hit the net.
Number 265 for Tottenham, as I'm sure you're more than well aware, just the one behind Jimmy Greaves now. And you scored that goal on exactly the same day of the year that he scored his 265th. Is that whole record in your mind, or do you try to just ignore it because you know that you'll get there at some point?
Yeah, I try to not think about it. Sometimes I feel like if you think too much to try and achieve something, it almost goes the other way. So obviously I feel in good form, I feel fit. And we've got plenty of games coming up, so I just got to go into each game trying to help the team. That's always been my mindset, and hopefully the goals will come.
The voice there of Harry Kane, well done to him. 1 goal behind the legendary Jimmy Greaves, 265 and counting. So no problems in the end for Spurs. Leicester as well, the winners in 2021 through to round 4. Kelechi Iheanacho scoring the only goal in their 1-0 win at bottom of League 2 side Gillingham. So Gillingham are really doing well today, but not quite enough. They're bottom of the Football League. Leicester boss Brendan Rodgers says patience was the key for them today.
Firstly, congratulations to Gillingham. It was a really, really tough game for us. It's been a hard season for them in their own league, but they showed real battling qualities and showed quality at time as well. And today, in really difficult conditions, in terms of the wind and everything else, we had to be really strong and concentrated to get the result. So, but yeah, you're playing against 5-4-1. It always can take that little bit of time to break it down, especially the pitch is not so fast. But no, I think it's credit to both teams. And like I said, my guys second half we had more chances to score, but just didn't quite finish.
It's never a win-win situation, is it, when you're the massive favourites?
No, and that's why you guys are here. You're here because you think there might be an upset, and we understand that. But the players, the mentality was very good today, and like I say, we played some of our young players who come in, and as I said before the game, you see more about them away from home in a game like this, and sometimes you might do it at home when it's all nice. But yeah, no, very pleased. Some guys getting some game time that haven't played for a little while, and Kells gets his goal and a really good finish.
So Will Perry there speaking to Brendan Rodgers. Spurs, as we heard, beat Pompey by the same score. Southampton, well done to them. Big win for Nathan Jones, the former Albion player and caretaker manager. Not going well in the Premier League, but a good win for them in the Cup, and beating great rivals of the Albion, Crystal Palace 2-1. Preston and Reading also progressing. Tonight's game, so at 5:30, you've got Brentford and West Ham, all Premier League clash. Coventry, Wrexham, so that's the National League. Wrexham away to Coventry. Grimsby of League 2 against Burton Albion and Luton Wigan. 6 o'clock, Newcastle, third in the Premier League, away to Sheffield Wednesday, who are currently second in League 1. Eddie Howe says he could put up with fixture congestion if it meant getting a good run. He doesn't mind a good run in the Cup. Third in the Premier League, as we heard. Remember, already in the quarterfinals of the League Cup, and away to Sheffield Wednesday today.
Yeah, we want that. I'd certainly take that. Not problem, but I'd certainly take the fixtures and the congested games that would bring. Yeah, it's going to be down to me this weekend to try and get the balance right of how we prepare this game and what team we pick. We want to win the game. We want to go through. We have another cup game a couple of days later. So there's a lot to think about.
That's Eddie Howe. And don't forget the 8 o'clock kickoff, Liverpool against Wolves, another all-Premier League clash. Let's switch briefly to Crawley Town, who, of course, looking to appoint a new manager, third permanent manager under the new American owners. Of course, Preston Johnson sat in the dugout a couple of games ago alongside Darren Byfield. Tom Nichols has been sold to Gillingham, their relegation rivals, so the fans pretty unhappy. Lots of meetings, lots of statements from the club, no interviews from the owners. But Dean Cox, of course, who played for Crawley, is now manager at Lancing. He gave Bob Patworth his thoughts on the current situation.
It's a bit of a shambles, isn't it, at the moment? Yeah, I think, seeing an owner on the bench at Stevenage away is not heard of. Sad to see. They're a great club. The owners and people there need a bit of education on how to run a club in the Football League. They're letting players go. They haven't got a manager in at the moment, so it looks bleak at the moment. Hopefully they can turn that round, get someone in, get some players in the January transfer window and turn their fortunes around.
Yeah, when Matthew Etherington, his assistant Simon Davies, leave after just 34 days in charge, it's not great for the club or the fans, is it?
It doesn't look great, does it? No, obviously you don't know the ins and outs, but I'm sure You know, I've been in professional football. There's a few bits that they're not happy with. It's ended quite abruptly. So, you know, the answers are probably with the owner, so you could ask him. But for me, like I said, they need a management team. You know, they need to get some transfer targets in, and they need to stay in the division. Simple as that.
In your opinion, do you think there's a connection between them selling Tom Nichols and then Matthew Etherington going a day or so later?
Perhaps. I believe there's a few other aspects that have gone on. He obviously wasn't happy about it. He was really excited to be there, obviously saw his interview, and like I said, it ended abruptly, so I'm not quite sure the proper ins and outs, but it's obviously something that's upset him and he doesn't feel he can work with.
Crawley is one of the towns you were with 2.5 seasons. Can you see the club turning things around and staying in Division 2, or do you think they could be ending in the National League?
Only if the chairman changes his ways. You know, he's made mistakes. If he's honest enough to admit them, get a proper manager in, and I mean proper as in a Football League manager that's been there, been in a relegation fight, get Crawley people, coaches, you know, likes of Lewis Young that was there before, and you know, people that care about the club, and they certainly have to make a few signings, then I believe they could turn it round. But whether or not the owner has that in his thoughts, I don't know. Hopefully he does. You know, he's obviously got money to spend, so he needs to spend it.
I mean, either way, whoever they appoint is going to be a bit of a poison chalice, isn't it?
Yes, if he doesn't change his ways, yeah, of course. The struggle will be is what Football League manager's going to want to walk in there if he's going to be dictated to. He needs a reality check. He needs to hold his hands up, say sorry, and move on. And I hope he does that for Crawley's sake.
Well, that's Dean Cox. We'll hear more from him in the final hour of the show. Nice feature interview Bob did with him as well about his arrival at Lancing. That's all to come. Worthing beating Welling 1-0 in National League South. Bath 1-0 up at home to Eastbourne Borough and face. Borough losing and Worthing winning. The Albion 2-1 up at Middlesbrough. We're returning to Johnny and Warren in a moment. OK, first half, says Architect, who golfs. This is his 48th ground, I think, from memory. Borough playing 10 men behind the ball, which is difficult to break down. Then countering that. Very good experience for Van Heck, says Steve Williams. Seriously open game. There's a lot more goals in this. Hopefully for us. I think Johnny and Warren will be hoping that. Let's go back to the Riverside, see if they manage to get away from the point. Rosette, Johnny and Warren are. Albion leading, Johnny, by 2-1.
Yeah, we certainly are. We're looking down on Alexis McAllister, the World Cup winner, who's coming on at half-time to replace Adam Lallana. What do you make of that change, Warren? I mean, Roberto De Zerbi talks a little bit about the possibility of McAllister playing in more of the role he played with for Argentina further forward. He'll be able to do that today with Caicedo and Gross behind him.
Yeah, of course, but Adam might have a little knock. Got his goal. But yeah, McAllister driving forward. Got a good strike on him, hasn't he?
Well, let's see what impact Alexis McAllister can make. I'm sure he'll be in the starting 11 against Liverpool if fit and available. We'll see whether Danny Welbeck or Adam Webster make it onto the pitch in the second half, but that's the first change of the game. Nothing from Middlesbrough, I don't think, in terms of alterations from their 11. Making just the one change prior to kick-off with Lenihan replaced by McNair. And we're underway for the second half here in this FA Cup third round tie, with the Seagulls leading by 2-1. What's important, Warren, in terms of the way that they play in this first 10 minutes of this second half? Finding that intensity that they had at the start of the first?
Yeah, of course. I mean, really a bit better in the final third to move the ball a little bit quicker. McAllister will set the tempo now. Yeah, that's for sure.
Chasing forward against Zach Steffen there and getting him to hurry on and pass it there to the centre-back Fry. Now Mitoma trying to pounce there on Tommy Smith. Fry by the corner flag, drilled up the line only as far as Estupiñán, so Albion could make hay here as Gross gets it on the edge of the D, pulls it into the path there of Ferguson, who's just backing off there. Hasn't quite been able to show that much composure, and his first touches let him down on a couple of occasions.
That was a poor pass from Patrick Gross towards him, wasn't it?
It was. He was at full stretch.
He didn't give him any chances there.
Didn't help it out too much as it's hoisted out towards Gross. Steffen will come to meet that one. American very comfortable in on the air on that one. So Albion then with the one change, stealing goal. Lamptey, Van Heck, Colwell and Estupiñán at the back. March, Gross, Caicedo, Mitoma, and now Alexis McAllister behind Evan Ferguson. No Leandro Trossard in the squad. If you've got some thoughts on that, you can text or tweet us or WhatsApp us throughout the afternoon, or maybe give us a call after 5. Good to see Dennis Undab on the bench, back after his absence as well. But here's Colwell drifting forward into the Borough half. McAllister finding Mitoma, angle ball into Gross. First touch takes him down. He's hit it first time. Perhaps he tried to take it from his left to his right. McAllister it was who supplied him. Here's Caicedo. Reverse ball to the left, finding Estupinian. 4 in the box. Estupinian now deflected cross, back post, downward header by March, punched away by the keeper, and then nodded wide from the Borough defence. First chance of the second half falling for Solly March as Borough try and battle at the top end of the pitch. Crooks there with Van Heck coming out on top.
Yeah, it's wonderful play, isn't it? Great cross to the back post. Solly March has to do better with the header, but just prior to that, John, it's Passo goes twice. He should have been done better. He's trying to go beyond Ferguson, which we never saw that in the first half. Nobody running beyond. Ferguson's coming towards the ball, nobody running in behind.
Goes to Lamptey down the channel. Ferguson's offside. Got an early call there by the referee's assistant. Well, Warren, they were pretty wasteful against Charlton in the League Cup, weren't they? So I don't want that to be the same here this afternoon, because early in that first half they had opportunities to double their lead. It's a lovely curling cross there by Estupinian, so inviting really for March. His header punched away there by Stefan.
If he heads that down, he gives the keeper no chances. He's a big goalkeeper.
He wanted something like Chuba Akpom did. He scored the goal for Borough, sandwiched in between the efforts from Gross and Lallana for the Albion in that first half. Here come Borough, Hackney in the middle, right to left across the edge of the box. Now Borough get it wide. Giles, who likes to get forward. Good work by Lamptey to get in there. Borough want a handball. Here's Ferguson down the right to March. March attacking. Space in the middle, drilled across there. Oh, and it came bouncing back off March and goes out for a goal kick. Maybe delayed too long on the cross, but allowed the defender to come across. But it remains 2-1 to the Seagulls.
Yeah, it's good interception from Lamptey. The Middlesbrough players stopped. They want the handball. Wasn't given. Solly March gets beyond his fullback. Has to do better though, cutting the ball back.
It was difficult to see whether it was handball really. A reminder, no VAR this afternoon. Roberto De Zerbi, nothing too animated today, he's been standing with his hands in his pockets. It's starting to get very cold actually. Here's Caicedo in the centre circle, looking up, driving up the pitch. Felt he was fouled from behind, but Simon Hooper has not given much in the game today, has he?
But Casino has to get rid of the ball quicker. He had runners into him. Mitoma came off the line, Solly Mates came off his line, he had overlaps Lamptey, but he just dallied on the ball and gets caught with it.
Good work there by Van Heck to nick it off his man. Nice touch back by Estupinian to McAllister. He finds Ferguson. Ferguson lays it off. Estupinian again. McAllister trying to knit things through the middle. Foul in the centre of the pitch there by Hayden Hackney. Another savage challenge on the World Cup winner, who's still down. Not what he wanted. Came on in the week. Not too much to do really, but clumsy, I'd say that from Hackney.
Well, that's what McAllister does, and he gets the ball up his feet, sees a picture and plays it quickly.
And because he knows what's around him, he can release it just like that, can't he?
But today, a few players have had too many touches.
How far out is this one? It's dead centre. Let's see, that's probably
35 yards.
Yeah, 35 yards out. Straight down the middle. No one's really gone forward. There's a lot of debate going on whether McAllister will decide to unleash one from distance. Probably not. It's a high line from Borough on the edge of the area. Rolled into Gross. Gross turns it round the corner, deflected wide. March goes to get it. Needs a bit of help. Lamptey just behind, 15 yards, but he decides not to use him initially. Then back to Lamptey, and he goes across there to Caicedo. Sitting in the centre-back position. They've got players forward. It's a late run by Estupinian around the back. He won't get there. It's drifting away from him. The flag didn't go up for offside. Goal kick.
It's a good run, that, isn't it? Good link-up play between the two Ecuadorian players there. Just over it past from Caicedo, but Great run from Purvis.
The right decision by the referee's assistant, just seeing on the replay. Home fans trying to G up their team, who trail by 2-1. Up it goes straight down the middle of the pitch from Stefan. Crooks tries to nod it on, but got underneath it. Van Heck's had a word there with the referee, felt that he got one in the jaw from Matt Crooks. Tall, imposing striker. A little short pass there to Van Heck. Now Gross playing it back to Steele. Doesn't have much to do so far in this second half, which is 7 minutes old, as Van Heck looks to get forward. Proves himself, could possibly go out on loan in January. Caicedo in the centre circle, little small pass to McAllister, so comfortable. It's high over there to Estupiñán, has to bring it down on his chest and using McAllister to keep it in play. Now Mitoma comes in there to help out. Now McAllister looks up, looking from left to right, using Lamptey. Lamptey along the ground to March, trying to move the ball a little bit quicker here. Gross, right side of the area, back to March again. Trying to just stretch Middlesbrough a little bit more in the wide positions. Lamptey starts up on one of those runs. Caicedo taking it away from Chuba Akpom, scorer of the Borough goal in the first half. Now Van Heck just
I'm a bit believed to two centre backs. He's going to switch the play wherever it's Van Heck on this right hand side to Mitoma. He's staying out wide. Solly March is doing the same here.
Yeah, and then they go through the middle and it easily picked up by Fry. He's nowhere near Ferguson. The back pass to Stefan. Ferguson gives chase. He has to unleash it quickly, but it gets to halfway and it's picked up by a blue and white shirt in Levi Colwell. And a moment to remember Alistair Brownlee, the UCT's commentator for Middlesbrough, who was really just a part of the fabric of the local community here, who sadly passed away. There's a very large picture of him behind us, and our thoughts go to Alistair's family and friends. Wonderful guy, so welcoming whenever we came here to the Riverside. Van Heck nearly caught in possession, under pressure from Chuba Akpom. I think he wanted teammates to help out. Now maybe Albion can push through the lines as they go to the left-hand side to Mitoma. Mitoma on the angle, coming in field. Still waits, tries to get it across to March, but it's easily cut out by Giles, who's well positioned, and now turns defence into attack, looking to get it to the left. McGree to the middle, Akpom, caught from behind by Caicedo. Free kick and a yellow card. He's already served a one-match ban in the Premier League. And I think the fact that it was so close to the referee and from behind.
It's a slack pass, isn't it, from Mitoma? He's not been at it today, Johnny, that's for sure. Mitoma hasn't.
Well, I wonder whether he does consider changing. He's only made one alteration from the starting 11 so far, Roberto De Zerbi. It's interesting to hear them talk about Facundo Buenanotte, who's joined from Rosario Central, who will be training with the club once he has his work permit, 18 years of age. Says he has plans to use him this season, but of course he's got Julio Enciso and Jeremy Sarmiento also on the bench as attacking options, and of course it's Danny Welbeck too. I think Borough are going to make changes in a short while as they chip it up the left-hand line. It goes out of play. I think it'll be early enough to allow them to make that opportunity. And Ciso and Welbeck, the two who are warming up pitch side. Got the snoods on. And the lights are on as well. 2-1 Albion lead. Rather quiet 5 minutes or so in the second half. As I say, they thought about trying to get away, but he's on a yellow now. Maybe, I remember Roberto De Zerbi saying he made a mistake to me after Boxing Day when he didn't take Caicedo off, admitted that mistake, and then picked up that booking that led to the suspension. Ball over the top for Borough, down the right side. Estupiñán gets his body in the right position, and Lefferty plays it back there to Steele. Just inviting Borough on here. This might be a little, that might help them a little bit more as this second half progresses, Warren, because obviously Borough need to score to stay in the tie.
Yeah, just good defending first of all. Stoopy on there. I think the Middlesbrough lad was offside and it's just got back. It wasn't going to be given. Just great defending from him. Yeah, but yes, you can understand where you're coming from, Johnny. They're going to have to press, but they're not doing it at the moment.
No, still Albion as it stands on course for reaching the 4th round for the 6th time in the last 7 seasons. But it has been far from convincing. Borough fans want their team to press. It's probably what Albion want them to do as well, and then try and play through. But they've won it here, Borough. Crooks on the right. Trapped there by Mitoma, but he slips a little ball into the middle, and it's a nice ball too, but Albion win it through Estupinian. Bypasses McAllister to feed Gross. Lamptey now takes up the ball over halfway through to Ferguson. Ferguson's beaten the offside trap. Can he finish? Cuts back onto his right foot and back into traffic. Now Estupinian on the follow-up. That is deflected in. I think it's come off McAllister or maybe the defender.
McAllister.
I think McAllister will claim it. And the Seagulls, for the first time, have a 2-goal cushion here at the Riverside. That small pocket of Seagull supporters celebrating what could be the goal that sends them through to the 4th round of the FA Cup.
First of all, I think McAllister, centre forward, Ferguson has to take a shot with his left foot there. He's got free. He has to pull his trigger, but he's trying to cut back on his right foot. Got cut out. And I think Pervis with Stupion fed up. And it's a Langenham shot here, but it's going way wide. And it's just come off McAllister's back heel into the bottom corner. We'll take him.
Did he mean it, Warren? That's you'll have to see on the replay. I think he might have done. He'll probably tell me he did. So here come the changes for Borough.
Yeah, he did. I'm telling you, I watched it. Yeah, he did.
I think so.
It's a wonderful little flick. Out the Messi League, that one.
Yeah. Isaiah Jones is coming on. So is Alex Mowat. Let's see who's coming off. That'll be Hackney. Let's see who the other player was to come off actually, but we'll get confirmation in a short while. But it looks like Duncan Watmore is coming on too. So 3 changes there made by Borough. Is it too late, Warren, though?
It looks like they've gone for 2 or 3 at the back.
Try and force the issue. One in the middle by March, drags it to the right. Ferguson.
See the left back pushing out, and on the far side, the full backs just come on.
Yeah, Jones, Isaiah Jones.
Yeah, he's pushed high and wide. From 3 in midfield, Watmore's playing as a left midfielder, which is not. So
really a striker, isn't he?
I think the gaps will come now.
Certainly will. We'll see whether Roberto De Zerbi responds with his team leading by 3-1 here. Next round at the end of January. There's Gross. Still, Borough won't have given up. They've still got half an hour. Albion should have the wherewithal to see it over the line. And they do look more composed with Alexis McAllister on the ball. Plays it down the left side. Matoma holds it up by the byline. Shifts it onto his right boot. Back there to Estupinian. Goes for a goal again, and it's wide. And I think Warren, he might be fed up with everybody not having a shot. He's going to have a go himself every time.
It's getting closer, because that one was the first one was going for probably a throw in, and then McAllister got it in. That one's just gone 5 yards wide. But Pascal Gross was running in that one. He could have got a touch to it. But yeah, I think he is. I think he's fed up of making these runs and not getting any joy from it. So he's thought he might have a shot himself.
And Ciso and Welbeck now just taking off the tracksuits. Good header there by Van Heck, under pressure from Crooks on halfway. Picked up in the middle now by Akpom. To the back. Paddy McNair. Sliding across to Yelfront. Sitting there in the middle is Alex Mowat. To the right touchline. Nice return ball. It might be offside there, Duncan Watmore, but Van Heck is back, and the back pass goes to Steele. Steele first time to Lamptey on the edge of his area, who takes it away from centre forward Matt Crooks. To the middle. But it could get very stretched, this game, over the next 30 minutes or so.
Well, you was right. You haven't seen the last goal. But I said we haven't seen the last couple of goals. So I think
you think there's going to be.
You're right so far. So let's
see. We shall see. Albion in no rush to get it forward at the moment. Steele waiting for Crooks to come forward and plays it to Levi Colwell. I say that. To the keeper again.
Well, they're going to have to come high up the pitch because they're losing, Johnny.
Yes.
3-1. So they can't just retreat to the halfway line, because we just keep it in our own half till they come to close us down. At the moment, they're not doing that.
Hat-trick for Anas Zaroury at Bournemouth. They lead, Burnley lead Bournemouth by 4 goals to 2 now. So what a job he's done there, Vincent Kompany. They're certainly on their way back to the Premier League. Caicedo was going to release Pascal Gross, who'd made the run to the right, didn't get it, goes short to McAllister again. It really is interesting seeing McAllister playing in this forward role. I mean, an impudent finish for the 3rd goal, but certainly relishing that particular option, as he did with Argentina at the World Cup.
I think this is about 40 passes now, Johnny. Okay, we haven't gone anywhere. It's about 40 odd passes. Can't lay a glove on us.
Welbeck and Enciso are going to come forward. I would have thought Ferguson will be one player to come off. I wonder who the other one will be. Warren. March, diagonal ball, trying to seek out Mitoma. Lovely delivery, straight into the path of Mitoma. Left side of the area, 3 in the box. Mitoma cuts inside on his own. Can't get the shot away. Thinking it forward for Estupiñán, who gets to the byline, but it's just gone out of play. Goal kick.
I think we've seen Mitoma coming off as well, Johnny, I think.
Yeah. Ferguson and Welbeck switch. That's a straight swap. And then Ciso will come on, and he will replace
Mitoma.
Not sure he'll be back in the starting 11 though. Mitoma at the weekend against Liverpool. Lots of different options for Roberto De Zerbi, Warren.
Yeah, there is, but Johnny, I think you have to play Mitoma because of his directness, power, his pace. But like today, they sat back, didn't they? They didn't have any space, but he got him behind. He has to do better, doesn't he? I think he's found this game a bit too easy for him.
Yeah, sometimes you sort of lose that concentration, that sharpness. Well, up it goes to Watmore. Gets it back to halfway. Mowat can't get there, so Albion have possession. Well, important minutes this for Danny Welbeck, Warren. He's been such an important player for the Seagulls this season. It's good to see him back after those problems, after getting that knock against Aston Villa out in that warm weather training.
Well, as well for me, Ncise as well.
Yeah, he's on the ball now. Goes down, free kick.
But he's got the free kick, but he doesn't have to do the pirouette, does he? It's a great ball from Van Heck. Stayed out wide, takes his full back on, comes inside onto his right foot, but then he does a little twirl. No need. No. It's not a free kick.
It's not Saturday night yet. It's not dancing on ice yet. But he has won the free kick, so we have to give him a bit of credit for that. Blackpool leading by 2-0. What an afternoon they're having against Premier League opposition Nottingham Forest there.
I looked at their side, Nottingham Forest side, and they changed the whole 11, Johnny. I don't think...
Well, they're probably going to buy another 11, aren't they, in January?
Well, then 11 in the shop window, not good enough, I don't think, today.
Right, free kick, corner of the area. McAllister standing over it. He's already got 1 goal since coming on at half-time. What will he do with this one? I mean, I've got 2 players in the walls, cause confusion. He goes on target, just dipping, but not enough. Just over the bar. Yeah, you can see the confidence in him, or just playing with real focus. That wasn't far over. I think he thought the keeper might have touched it, but it didn't, and it goes behind it, and it remains 3-1 to the Seagulls. 25 minutes remaining of this second half. Shout out to those Seagulls supporters who've made the trip today. On the far side, difficult to see the numbers really, but so difficult with all the train problems in the last couple of days. Well done to those that made the effort. Hope you're enjoying it at home. Here's Lamptey. As it stands at the moment, the Seagulls are going to progress once more. Once they went ahead in the first half, it would only have been of their own undoing. So here's Van Heck to Lamptey. Borough tried to press, but there's probably 30 yards of space for Lamptey to run into now. Gross back to Lamptey. Retreat there because Watmore had got back. Now using Colwill. Nice threaded ball through to McAllister. First time touch off there to Stupinian. Back to McAllister again. Sees March. March now rolling it forward. Chance for Gross to shoot. Just dribbles against the defender McNair and goes behind for a corner.
That ball beats the first defender there. It's tapping for Danny Welbeck, but great movement, isn't it? McAllister.
I love McAllister's first touch, and it's spot on every time. It's going to be another change. Cameron Archer, the loanee from Aston Villa, is going to come on in a minute. But first of all, Solly March will get this opportunity to take the corner from the right. Welbeck in on the keeper near post. Van Heck hovering around the penalty spot with McAllister. Hoisted in there high, keeper punches. Judged to have been tugged there by one of the Albion players, Simon Hooper, blowing the whistle. Did actually give Albion 2 penalties when they played against Wolves, Simon Hooper. And coming off is Matt Crooks.
I think in a minute we'll see Billy Gilmore run out. Undav may come on.
Yeah, 2 more changes possible. Undav and Gilmore. Nice to see. Well, I think Billy Gilmore was, quite unlucky not to be featuring from the start. I mean, played pretty well, didn't he? Got missed out on the side, but
I thought he dictated the second half against the Arsenal.
Yeah, he certainly did, and gave Albion a real opportunity of getting something from the game. Here's Lamptey inside his own half, asking March to give chase. It's a little bit too close there to the centre-back McNair, but Welbeck trying to cut off the back pass, but it's got to Stefan, and Stefan pumps it up the pitch, but goes straight to Estupinian, who could return it to McAllister, just operating in that left channel very successfully so far. Gets it back from Caicedo. Always just seems to be drifting into a couple of yards of space. I've seen that somewhere before from someone with a number 10 shirt. March coming in field. Oh, he just tugged his shirt there at Watmore. Going to go through the middle, comes back from McAllister, trying to get out of his feet to get the shot away. Gross to the right, 1 yard outside the box. Pushed back, heading towards his own goal. Oh, why did the referee didn't blow for that one?
No, I thought
right in front of his nose.
I thought he only swapped shirts at the end of the match. But Watmore wants March's shirt earlier. But yeah, it's a free kick, isn't it? Yeah. No advantage for us.
Right. Albion fans cheering every pass at the moment as they hold on to possession. Colwell using Enciso. Battling really at times. He's more of a wide player than Jeremy Sarmiento, but some creative players and options when you want to change things around. And you would say with the return of Webster and Welbeck, the bench will be stronger no matter what. It may be them on the bench, but it will be stronger against Liverpool. Here's March from the right. Thought about picking out Enciso at the back post, but he's gone short to Gross. Gross to the right to Lamptey now. Lamptey with an opportunity to go on the outside, but he's elected to come back in field. Gross using Colwell. Colwell left-footed, curling it across the pitch to Enciso. Maybe with a chance to attack inside. Great run from Gross, trying to pick him out there. The header goes to the edge of the box. Watmore nods it on. Back from Caicedo to Welbeck.
Unlucky there, wasn't it? It's a great run from Pascal Gross. Unlucky Enciso there.
Yeah, a floated ball. It might come down, and McNair saw the danger, but March goes again from the right to the edge of the box to Welbeck. He lays it off to Caicedo, who's gone down injured. And looks like he's hurting there, Moises Caicedo.
It's the old tattered chop across the throat, I think it's called him, Johnny.
Well, for me, I would bring off Caicedo and preserve him for the weekend and bring Billy Gilmore on, because you don't want anything to happen to Moises Caicedo. Oh yeah, maybe he just got one on the jaw there.
It's a poor pass from Welbeck, isn't it? First of all.
Yeah. And I think he's got that dilemma. He is on a yellow card as well. So we'll wait and see. There is a bit of activity down on the dugout.
Yeah, I think Caicedo will make him off. McAllister will drop deep. Undav will go on as well.
Yeah. There's still that fluidity of changing personnel, but also formation if he needs to. Left over really from the Graham Potter era. And here's the free kick, 10 yards outside the box, right of centre. March probably the favourite. Again, 2 of the Albion players go into the left-hand side of the wall to maybe make it difficult for Zach Steffen. Or maybe the World Cup winner Alexis McAllister will step up to take. McAllister right-footed. Oh, it's hit the outside of the post, I think. Oh dear. Looks to the heavens, Alexis McAllister, so close to his second goal of the game. The first was impudent. That real class from the free kick, bending, swerving, and hitting the outside of the post. Goal kick.
Keeper nowhere, was it? Everything's beating him by the ball right in the back of the net.
Think about the free kick that he scored after that goal wonderful strike that was ruled out, Warren. That was such a shame. You couldn't hit a football any sweeter, could you, that time when he had that goal chalked off?
No. But again, great technique, wasn't it, that free kick? It's directed just off.
Just wonder whether he, it's gone on to another level, really, maybe with Argentina, Warren.
I think when you're training with them players, Johnny, week in, week out, day in, day out, for 4 or 5 weeks, you're going to get better, aren't you?
Yeah, I think that's inevitable. Just see things, you probably see the way that they train and all that as well. Blackpool now 3-0 up against Nottingham Forest. Fleetwood Town 2, QPR 1. What do you want in the next round if the Seagulls make it through?
I don't want that Fleetwood, that's for sure.
No, we certainly don't.
And I don't want Blackpool neither. I know I'm Northern, but no thanks.
Here's Lamptey chasing forward, trying to feed into Welbeck. Welbeck gives chase, sliding out his Steffen. Quite enough on the angle from Lamptey, but good to see Welbeck at full stretch there. Long clearance up the pitch. Watmore determined to get it. Now he wants to run at Pascal Gross. Drifting into the box from the left side. Delayed the cross and it's blocked by Solly March. He did well to get back there. Giles, the left back. Really haven't got into this second half, Barrett. Jason Steele's had very little to do. If they were to get one, they've still got 15 minutes to maybe try and chase an equaliser. 3-1 Albion lead here at the Riverside. BBC Radio Sussex, the final whistle from 5. Text us, tweet us or WhatsApp us. Dare I say it, you can give us a call as well as Caicedo gets back to make a challenge. Cross comes Van Heck, left-footed, pumping the ball clear.
Yeah, read the danger quite well there, Van Heck. Got across very quickly. The ball went in behind Corwell. Just cleared it, but give a throwing away, but good defending from Van Heck.
I suppose he probably will, in all likelihood, stay with the Seagulls, but some people felt he might go out on loan. It depends on the situation, really, in terms of bodies coming into the club. We don't expect it to be particularly busy, do we, Warren, in terms of incoming, but of course he'll be learning all the time with his teammates too, as Borough come on the attack from the right. Isaiah Jones there, holding it up, trying to wriggle away there from Enciso. Enciso recovers. Good work by the Paraguayan there. And now Estupiñán. Gross, nice header on there. Up they go through the middle of the pitch. McAllister in possession through the centre circle. Along the ground, angled to March. March got Lamptey on the outside. March holds on to it. Now he rolls it to Lamptey, too close to the left back. He slides in there, Lamptey. And
it's a free kick. I'll tell you what, someone's given a ball like that. It's not the penalty.
Just outside the box. But Solly, the greatest of passes from Solly March.
Solly March, we're asking quite a lot of him, but he just turned the speed up a little bit, and he just got his foot there. And Giles, I'll tell you what, another yard. It's borderline anyway.
Ipswich 2-1 up now. Well, it's just outside, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a full pass. He's made a bad pass into a good one there. Tarek Lamptey.
Well, it's right on the line, down the right side of the box. March is standing over it. So it could be a pull back to the edge of the area. A bit of chat going on. Caicedo takes on a bit of liquid on the sidelines. Very tight, it's only 5 yards from the byline. 2 in the wall for Borough. March drills it. Flies it high over the top of the wall, over the top of the bar, and disappears well wide of target.
And fuming, Zerbi, fuming. What a waste. I'd like to see, from there, I'd like to see a little bit of maybe a run from the edge of the box to create a bit of space for Espudan to come on to hit it. Bit of movement, not just run up to the ball. Don't forget, he's 5 yards in, a yard out from the byline. He's not going to score from there to beat the goalkeeper.
No, disappointing end to that move as Albion give away a free kick deep inside the Borough half. Maybe more changes. Dunis Ndab is there, Billy Gilmore with the bib on too. Here's Lamptey, defensive header. March tests it down, rolls it forward to Welbeck, using Gross. Caicedo, always available in that deep lying role in midfield. Colwell on the left side, trapped by Akpom. Now McAllister.
McAllister's just 1 touch, 2 touches, isn't it?
It's just so smooth as well, the way he's moving around the ground. And I was talking about creating those little pockets of space. It's what Messi does, isn't he? Always standing in 2 or 3 yards of space. And then before the ball comes to him, he's already had a look to see what he's going to do with it. March, another good crossfield ball. He's done that well this afternoon. And Ciso now, 8 yards outside the box. Cuts in the field, stooping down on the outside. There's a poor pass from Enciso and he's given it away. Isaiah Jones taking it forward towards the touchline, stopped in his tracks there by Alexis McAllister, and a play it goes for a seagull's throw.
First time, bring it down first time, then play it to McAllister. He had another touch, then the space went and got cut out.
Adam Webster just going through maybe some potential warm-up here. He's put a bib on, so may see him. Midfielder, defender, and an attacker warming up for the Albion. Oh, that's bumped into McAllister. I think it's fallen for Watmore. They've got 3 on 4 here. Cross to Akpom. Colwell covering. Another soft shot there from Chuba Akpom. Easy for Jason Steele to deal with that one. He probably should have done better. It's a glaring opportunity for Borough with 12 minutes left.
Yes, and this time passed from McAllister.
Not over the line yet, are they, Warren?
No.
1 goal from Borough could change things. The home crowd get going. Here's March tracking on the right, trying to play it in there to Gross. Comes back to Lamptey. Lamptey using Gross again. Now Van Heck. It's good to see a good 90 minutes from Van Heck though, isn't it, Warren, to get a good look at him. We saw him against Forest Green Rovers, but very different opposition, and then came on as a substitute against Leeds.
Yeah, you're playing against an informed couple of strikers in Akpom and
Crooks.
So it's a battle.
Here's Estupinian drifting across the pitch, 10 yards outside the box. Powers it over there to March. March rolls it forward. Gross, he drills it across the 6-yard area, and it's tucked home by McAllister. First touch. So smooth from Alexis McAllister. Picked out by Pascal Gross. And 2 goals in this second half for Alexis McAllister since coming on as a substitute at the break, and the Borough fans are on their way home for Strictly.
Yeah, they certainly are, Johnny. But what great play from Purvis. Man across. Solly March takes it on the right wing here. Pascal Gross makes a lovely run in behind. Solly March just lays it into him. Gets his head up, Pascal Gross, and they're running in to tap it home. The man of the moment, McAllister.
So they want him to not play too well in January, Warren, because you know what's going to happen if he keeps playing like this. I know it's the FA Cup, it's not the Premier League, but if he continues in this form, maybe people might push the button earlier than the summer.
Well, easy going in the summer, Johnny. Do you know something?
No. Someone's going to want him though, aren't they? Webster and Undava coming on.
There's a few who want him, that's for sure. It's 2 in 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Gross and Colwell are the 2 players to come off. Gross has done well today, Warren, hasn't he?
Yeah. I'm surprised.
Captain's performance.
Surprised he's not done the 90 minutes. He usually does it, doesn't he? Probably gutted he's coming off.
He's had to come off. But another bonus for Roberto De Zerbi to have Adam Webster back in action.
But Johnny, I'm going to say it now. We're not into 3rd gear, are we, really? If I'm honest.
No.
Yeah.
Well, they haven't had to, have they, really?
After a great start.
Borough looked dangerous on the break.
That's our own doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's Watmore from the left-hand side, cutting in.
Open the gates for them. They went on.
to the left-hand side. Bowler wanted to take on Solly March. March is pretty much playing every minute of every game. Chested back there by Webster over his own crossbar.
That's trying to be clever. No need for that. Just get your foot, volley. It's volley height. He's got down on his knees trying to chest it back to the goalkeeper, and he's chested it over the bar. Just do your defensive jobs properly.
Shrewsbury 1, Sunderland 0. Matthew Pennington with a late goal there for the Shrews.
That's one off the block, don't we? We don't want to go
Ipswich are leading 3-1 against Rotherham. Boreham Wood 1, Accrington Stanley 1. Liam Love there with the goal. Corner here for Middlesbrough. 8 minutes left on the clock. Into the box it goes. This time Webster does head it away. He's far there as the left back Giles curls it to the left hand side. Howson delivers it in there, punched away by Steele. It was blocked off slightly, and he did well to get a good touch on it, and Albion have got 3-on-3 here. Estupinian takes it up to halfway. Undav to his left. Estupinian rolls it across. Now Undav, chance to get to the box, flicks it over to the right hand side. It's too close to the keeper, and Ciso is lurking, and it was comfortable for Zach Steffen.
Danny Welbeck just broke his heart. His lungs must have bursting there. He just sprinted. I mean, 80 metres.
Never got the ball.
And Undav just outside of his foot gave it away. They're fuming.
Yeah. He's crouching down now to maybe take in a little bit more oxygen as the lactic acid builds.
To fair, that was me, Johnny. I'm asking for a taxi back. The one he's just done. Oh.
Well, sharpness for these key players for the Seagulls, so important as we head into a return for the Premier League. So they've got Liverpool at home, Leicester away, and then it'll be the 4th round of the FA Cup as it stands, because they lead by 4 goals to 1. Here Albion have it, left side of the box, in there to Enciso. Enciso trying to get past 2, never got it out of his feet, never had control of the ball.
Never got his head up, did he? And it's a poor pass from Undav into his feet. 3 players around him straight away. He's not going to give it straight back.
Neither of them doing themselves any favours there.
Now is he. That's it, went under his foot, Isaac Jones.
Yeah. Big cheer from the Albion supporters over there. Delighted with that. Webster. So now to the left. Estupinian's done well. He's been at it, hasn't he? I don't think he's given it full throttle. Here's Enciso trying to get forward, brought down there by Howson. Free kick. That time Enciso did get away from his man.
You can see it a couple of minutes ago, Johnny, when Brighton broke. It was Estupinian, wasn't it? Breaking forward. He was leaving the Middlesbrough midfield players in his wake, and finds Undav. Great pass, gets himself into the box, and it's a wasteful pass from Undav. But again, he's been excellent.
Here's the free kick. McAllister just taking it short to Estupinian, who then throws the cross in. Van Heck won't get to it, but it's curled. It's stayed in play. So March will have it 5 yards from the byline on the right side. Little step over in front of Boller. Back there to Lamptey. He curls it into the back post, leaning in as Enciso behind for a goal kick. Fulham leading Hull by 1-0. Chesterfield still 3-2 up against West Brom. Burnley 4-2 in the lead at Bournemouth this afternoon. Blackpool in cruise control at 3-0 up against Forest. Shrewsbury 1, Sunderland 0, and Sheffield United 2 up away at the Den against Millwall. Still games to come later on as well, with Brentford West Ham, Coventry Wrexham, Grimsby against Burton, Luton Wigan against your old side, and Sheffield Wednesday against Newcastle, a good game. Here's Undav, lovely little floated ball over the top, and Ciso's there, edge of the box, wants to get it onto his right foot, back onto his left, the defender recovers, hits it against the Seagulls player, and it's a goal kick. And Welbeck is furious again.
Well, all you have to do is square it. I know you want to get your first goal or in the FA Cup, but just do simple things. Just wait.
Selfish, isn't it?
It is selfish. And he has to learn quickly. He's a young lad, he has to learn quickly.
I think he's having quite a few chances though, Warren.
Or else the manager was saying, hang on a minute, how many chances do you want? I'll give you. It's a team game. No matter who scores.
Nice ball for an Undav, wasn't it?
Yes.
Lovely little judgment on the little chip ball. Lamptey, he's done well today. Bring it across there to Webster. He's been full of running, always a thorny another side. likes to get forward if he can, when he can. 3.5 minutes of normal time remaining. Well, who do you want in the next round? You're looking at those scorelines. You've seen the teams that have gone through at lunchtime, and those that are looking convincing winners in the 3 o'clock games. Palace are out, beaten by Southampton. Tottenham are through, beat Portsmouth. Reading are still in the hat. They beat Watford by 2-0. Lamptey chasing forward now, again trying to pass it through to Enciso. Wasn't a great pass, and the defender coming across. McNair did his job. Lamptey robbing it there off the Borough player, wanted a foul, comes in there to Undav. Undav shoots, and Undav scores. One touch to get it out of his feet, looked up, pinged it right-footed, in off the post. Albion lead by 5-1 and on course for the 4th round of the FA Cup for the 7th time in the last 8 seasons.
Look at the players also on in Undav, and even the goalkeeper's made a 50-yard dash to congratulate him. And now he put his shirt over his head. So he's had some problems.
Yeah,
we don't know what the problems are.
We don't know.
But he's delighted to score that goal. What a strike. Keep it in move again.
Well, we saw him finish at Forest Green in the League Cup, and we've seen him finish in the FA Cup. He knows where the goal is, Warren, doesn't he?
He does, yes.
It didn't take long to make his decision.
No. Just backed off him, didn't he? It's a great connection, isn't it? It's a lovely connection. Power, straight in the butt, inside the post. Lovely pass from Solly March. One touch, goal.
Yeah. So pleased. I love that as well. The teammates getting together for their man, who's obviously had a difficult time. And what a perfect return for Dennis Undav. Oh, McAllister crunching tackle from behind there. The referee didn't even give a foul. He's now writhing around on halfway. Alexis McAllister getting to his feet now. He wasn't quite as bad as they thought. Ipswich 4-1 up here. Albion are 5-1 up. Did not score some goals under Roberto De Zerbi, Warren?
Well, he said that, didn't he, Johnny? He's true to his word, isn't he, the manager, that's for sure. And you're going to ask him questions after the game, Johnny. When you asked him the questions last week, he said about the first half performance. Yes, he wasn't happy, was he? Where we gave the ball away. But, so, when he beat the first half performance, he was delighted with the result. Don't forget, this is an informed team.
Yeah.
In the Championship. I said the Championship was poor.
Yes, you did. And you were right. But
this is their strongest side. This is their strongest side they could have broke for the start, bar the centre half.
Yeah.
Not playing. 10 of the 11 players have played in the last 2 games, which they won away at Birmingham City and Wigan Athletic convincingly. So the strong side they put out.
Well, Albion fans want a bit of a cup run. The first obstacle is gone. What looked like a tricky tie. Maybe made a little bit of hard work. At half-time it was just 2-1 and it hadn't been too convincing, but I have to say, since the introduction of Alexis McAllister, Warren, it just makes the game look so easy.
Yeah, he does, doesn't he?
A little cheeky finish, the second one as well.
The manager, a very good midfield player himself, would be purring about that second half performance from McAllister.
And there was a chance in the first half, we said we wanted someone running into the box onto the ball, and it's a simple tap-in. That's exactly what McAllister did for his second. Just 1 minute to be added on then here at the Riverside. 5-1 Albion lead. Text us 81333, start your message with the word radio, tweet us at BBC Sussex Sport, or WhatsApp us 08000 231 333. 08000 231 333. Who do you want in the 4th round?
I was speaking to somebody downstairs, Johnny, the kit man, in fact it was, and he said when we arrived at the hotel last night, there was lots of people there waiting for one person, McAllister, and in the end they had to drag him in. People had the shirts, wanted to sign, books wanted to be signed. He's a superstar. Yeah,
I saw them at the training ground, camped out waiting for him to leave the other day. And it was a lovely touch, actually, one of the sons of a former Albion player who got it. Full-time blows, Middlesbrough 1, Brighton and Hove Albion 5. The Seagulls sailing into the 4th round, courtesy of a dominant second half performance orchestrated by their World Cup winner Alexis McAllister, who picked up 2 goals in that second half. One of them a sublime finish. Dennis Undav coming on and poaching a goal late on to a convincing scoreline. A productive afternoon, and those Seagull supporters celebrating there. They haven't travelled in numbers. They'll be delighted to see them through to the next round.
Yeah, I think it's a great second half performance. First half performance was okay going into the lead, but second half, when they had to come out afterwards, it could have been even. It could have been more, Johnny. 5-1 fastest Middlesbrough for me. Only downside of it, we got caught on the break from them, a couple of occasions. I think that's because the back four's not played together. I'll give it benefit of doubt there, where players were going for the same ball. So, great performance. Them fans there, absolutely magnificent.
I think it's a bit of a shame they're in the upper tier, Warren, because I think if they weren't, I reckon a few Albion fans would be tossing a few shirts in there to making the trip to here today.
Yeah, I think they would be. But like I say, it was a great performance. And then them fans, they haven't shut up, Johnny, have they?
Yeah,
they made some noise.
We've heard them all afternoon. Yeah. But so many positives. One, the return of McAllister, Webster back available, Welbeck back available, and also Dennis Undav as well. And clearly emotional. He's now coming off the pitch. He's getting hugs from all the backroom staff. Whatever's happened, they're really pleased for him, as are we. So well done to Dennis Undav. Moises Caicedo, another sterling performance from him, the heartbeat of the Albion once again today. But goals are plenty, we're getting used to it, we mustn't take it for granted, Warren, but the first assignment is complete.
Yeah, it is, and that's what you wanted. You saw the team he put out was a strong side to win this game. I think they demolished Middlesbrough, but he's still seething about the missed opportunity at Charlton. And rightly so, but all you can do is put a side out to go and win the game. He's done that. Now let's bring on Liverpool.
Full time at the Riverside. Middlesbrough 1, Brighton and Hove Albion 5.
Amazing stuff. Warren and Johnny. Let Warren get his breath. He'll be around for probably about maybe half an hour or so while Johnny goes downstairs and gets some reaction. We will talk to Warren about that performance, asking for his man of the match, look at some of the issues and some of the stories coming out of that game, and looking ahead, giving you a few thoughts perhaps to ring in on and text. Remember, you can ring us. The lines are open. 0800 232 1045. George ready to take your calls. 0800 232 1045. Who was your player of the match? What did you make of McAllister's return? Just how good is he? If you've been an Albion fan for some time, just perhaps is he one of the greatest players you've ever seen in an Albion shirt? Is he perhaps their most successful? Surely that's true. Give us a call. 0800 232 1045. You can text 81333. Start your text with the word radio, or you can tweet at BBC Sussex Sport, at BBC Sussex Sport. Remember, WhatsApp is also available. A couple of you do that. 08000 321 333. The phone number 0800 232 1045. Let's just remind you where we are in the rest of the games already through today. Southampton putting out Palace, Leicester putting out Gillingham, but only just 1-0. Preston through, Reading through, Spurs 1-0 winners over Pompey, and Forest out, beaten by Blackpool 4-1. As things stand, Burnley going through against Bournemouth, 2-goal cushion, winning 4-2. That should be a big win for Burnley, top of the Championship against Bournemouth towards the bottom 16th in the Premier League. Boreham Wood, the non-leaguers, holding Accrington Stanley 1-0. Chesterfield, the non-league side, third in the National League, beating West Brom 3-2 with a minute to play in that one. Fleetwood Town, remember, in League One, they're winning 2-1 at home to QPR of the Championship. Hull City, a goal down at home to Premier League Fulham. Fulham's season at the moment going from strength to strength. Ipswich putting out Rotherham 4-1. And, of course, Sheffield United, 2-0 winners, as Johnny mentioned, at Millwall. So, big win for Sheffield United today. Sunderland back in front at Shrewsbury. Sunderland winning 2-1 deep in stoppage time there. So, some cracking stories coming out in the Cup. Let's return to our to the stadium, to the Riverside. And Warren, briefly, just, I don't know if the fans have left yet. Not too many of them today because of various reasons, but stuck up there in the top tier. We heard them all game.
Yeah, they did very well, the fans. They're just leaving now, not many of them left. So yes, that does help, because most of the Middlesbrough fans had left already. So hopefully there won't be much traffic on the way out of here.
So let's give people a couple of things to think about and bring in on. Your man of the match today?
Well, just on the second half performance, McAllister.
Yeah. We've managed to see a couple of the. We haven't got pictures here of the game, but a couple of goals have been put on YouTube. And his first was like a backheel flick, wasn't it? Sort of what would you describe it? Like a little cheeky side swipe. Just genius.
Yeah, he was. He didn't have time to think about it. He just, like you say, a little backheel. Great finish. Well, that's what you expect from a World Cup winner. So, yes, all good up here. 5-1. I think it's flattered Middlesbrough.
I've always rated McAllister, says this texter, but Potter brought him in gradually, which I think was correct. We should not sell any more players and really need to keep the likes of Caicedo and McAllister, though there is a glimmer of hope for Undav. Yeah, that goal will mean a lot to him, won't it, today? Second for the club, I think.
Yeah, it's a well-taken finish, but you can see the lighting on his face and the relief. He put his shirt over his face, so something's gone on, and everybody made a beeline for him. All 11 players surrounded him, or all 10 players surrounded him, and it was one of them things. You know something's going on behind the scenes, and they all respect the player who he is, and he's still come out and done his job today in scoring one of the goals. So take that off to him, and hope everything sorts itself out with him.
There was a sense of emotion about in his celebration. It must have been a very difficult time for him. And players all go through those sort of situations, don't they? You need to play, you've got to play. It's your job, whatever's happened behind the scenes.
Yeah, and he did. He came on and had a good 20-minute cameo. So yes, I'm just glad he got his goal, and then we move on to the next game, and hopefully he can be in the squad again and perform, and maybe get a goal next week if he gets asked to come on against Liverpool.
Great stuff, Warren. We'll be back with you in a couple of moments' time. The time is 2 minutes to 5. This is BBC Radio Sussex, Sussex Sport, and we are through till 6. Warren and Johnny will, of course, make their way home as soon.